So a couple weeks ago, I was reading in bed, reading Emily Dickinson. And Emily Dickinson has a lot of good stuff. And I'm getting to the age where I can appreciate Emily Dickinson like I never appreciated her before. You know, there's so much good stuff there. So this is a poem while reading Emily Dickinson. While reading Emily Dickinson, I found bees at lilies, sipping a deep sweetness. Then I thought, Machado had bees, white comb, and a humming in his soul. Then I remembered Rumi, who knew God and got drunk on lily honey. For years I've been looking for a way to put the name of my favorite writer in a poem, and I finally did it. This is Spring and Steinbach in Salinas. There's also a reference to Esco, which is a little town up the road here. So that's everything else. And Wabasha, if you're not familiar, is along the Mississippi River down near where I live now. There's something in a river which every fence post could fear. Steinbach saw it in Salinas, and when the rains came, hatred grew as if from the soil. An old Finlander from Esco knows about it, but she cups her hands, drinks from a spring, then goes alone hunting wild leeks. Over the Wabasha backwaters, swans fly north to the tundra. A dogfish rolls where the Amtrak follows, and a woman in a blue suit recognizes the swoosh and craves Diet Coke in a salad. There's something in every river that moves the earth and water from here toward that briny prawnfish bed and that hole which collects all the silt, white fish bones, and fear. And I got to write another poem with another name I always liked, Lao Tzu. So here's Lao Tzu at the ball game. Lao Tzu disappeared in the mountains, but I thought I saw him watching a ball game from the blue seats behind the center field fence. He kept a distance between himself and the fans, the players, and those of us who like the action, sit at the rail and yell from beyond the foul lines. This is one more about meditating, which I don't do very well. I like to go out west of my place, and there's a big bluff that looks over the valley, and there's nothing but trees out there. And I can't just meditate without an image of somebody I love. You know, I can't love with an abstraction. It's impossible for me. Yeah. So this is the meditator in love. Without your face, I would look onto the valley and throw myself in, like salt into sugar water, or smoke into fog. And my life would end without rapture, and the coyotes would chew my bones to splinters and suck my bloody marrow. Without you, even my afterlife will end miserably. Thank you.
For a couple of years, you've heard me read this poem here about the serpent that comes in the night to suck the honey from your dreams. Well, that poem was written by a dear friend of mine who sometimes is my brother or my father or my son. I don't know. Anyway, so I dragged him along here. So his name is Ricardo Gutierrez. So he's going to read. I have asked him to read a couple of poems tonight because I want you to meet him. So Ricardo Gutierrez.
Bueno, pues este poema ya lo conocen por mi hermano, pero back up the mountain where I'm from, there's a serpent that drags his belly all day long and has a smile like diamonds. He comes cloaked in a garment so fine, the rainbow glistens with his gesture, and even the butterfly finds him handsome. It was he that told me, pay attention when I come in the night like a thief, sucking the honey from your dreams. For without me the flower withers and dies, or worse yet, goes on living without its essence. This is for the saints and the holy ones who take care of us and watch over us at all times. Gypsies dance in the twilight of an enchanted child. They are the flames of an eternal flame, fire. They dance without ceasing, that the pilgrim heart might have some beacon in the long night. La alma del pozo. Well, it's a different kind of poem. But oye, te leí tu poema, pero no estabas aquí. It's called The Soul of the Well. It seems the soul of the well knows much of the stars in their silent dance. Watching from her window, she's divined the conscience of the heavens. By day, she breathes her essence into vapor. She evaporates her face in sacrifice and homage to the sun who is her Lord. And by night she awaits, and he reciprocates her love with the dewdrops that trickle down her brow, and she drinks them home again. Although she's never seen her sister's lustrous face, she knows her by the lustrous hem of her skirt upon the sill. She feels when she's a-borning, and she knows the night she dies. The vast celestial clock is the pulse within her thighs. The well's own blood and tears soak all the earth. They bathe the bower roots and rise to heaven through the petals of a flower. The earth's green tresses and the world's sweet harvest proclaim her passion for the sun and the power of their embrace.
People have been asking for some of these to be read, so somebody said something about the moon to me this afternoon, so I'm going to read this one.
Can I just say a word here in relation to that? Was it 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
4 years.
3 years ago, that he brought some poems in of this Guatemalan poet, Acabal. And so we cut them up and we gave them out to people, and we said, please send us translations of these. And we got 10 or 15. From here. So tonight is the culmination of that, because the book is out.
This is the words of Humberto, through us, really. The moon, sad in her loneliness, in spite of living among stars, swaying in her hammock in the sky, wishes desperately to be under earth. She lies down in the bottom of any puddle.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder the little owl one. The owl.
Oh yeah. In the high hours of the night, stars get naked and bathe in the rivers. The owls desire them. The little feathers in their heads stand up. That one we don't have to read. We know that one. Yeah. Woo. So, in the high hours of the night, stars get naked and bathe in the rivers. The owls desire them. The little feathers in their heads stand up. Yeah. You cry because you are sad. No, tears are good for washing my eyes. At dawn, we put away the night in old pots, under stones, and in the attics.
And I think in your introduction you talked about how much suffering this man went through in the Guatemala. He's a Mayan. And he doesn't go into that. Once in a while he mentions tears.
Yeah.
But he doesn't ask you for pity.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it, because it's good.
In the Mayan.
I'm sorry, what?
Do one in the Mayan.
The one in the Mayan. Oh, here, I'll read it okay. Kotzich. Ri oshe rita kitzich. Kuch gitach ubshik. Chake ri ahilanik. Rumal rikos rich aredi. Shaheri ri uchola ri uleu chupam. We rikots he chaki harik. Ke kramik. Romal chu uwa chuleu. Sanjun kisik rikach lemal. Roots tell us through the flowers what the earth is like on the inside. And the flowers wither, they die, because out here life is shit. Now you have to remember, this is after 40 years of civil war, finding people dead in the streets, being eaten by dogs, seeing your best friends disappear, tortured, with their flayed. If you know what flaying is, they used to flay people in the old days, for the spring sacrifices. Well, they were doing it again, as far as 5 years ago, rounding them up in trucks, taking them to, some ditch by the side of the road and shooting them all up with machine guns. So this is his way of saying, I saw that, but you can't say it like that. So this is how you have to say it,
You can't say it.
Yeah, and you can't say it like that because it would be like a death sentence, And I'll read this one, and then I'll read the birds, and then.
We gotta have that justice one.
Oh yeah.
The bird.
Yeah. 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 Where is it? Yeah, okay. Let me see. Blackbirds, buzzards, and doves land on cathedrals, palaces, and fences, just as they do on trees and rocks. And they shit on them with the complete freedom of someone who knows that God and the justice are carried in the soul. So that's. So this one's called the altar. The shadows light their candles. The night is the altar. The silence is the prayer. And just moments before dawn, with one little breath, the wind puts them out.
Once more.
The shadows light their candles. The night is the altar. The silence is the prayer. And just moments before dawn, with one little breath, the wind puts them out.
It sounds like it's written in English, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful job. There's no other book like that.
There's what?
There's no other book like that
Oh,
with a Mayan poet and a good translation.
man.